Hi, I'm Dana and I'm a reseller on Poshmark, and today I'd like to do a from sold to shipped video, and this is all my items that I sold from Monday through Sunday of January 24th through the 30th. Okay, so the first item, I'm going to actually look at it on my computer, and I'll also put an insert on one of these corners over here. But the first item that sold was on Monday was Pilcrow and the letterpress linen wide leg pants, and they were these really great pants that were in a sort of soft blue color. I picked these up probably in the summer of 2021, so I would say maybe about about 6 months ago. And I also picked up actually 3 Pilcrow pants that were wide leg linens, so they were probably donated by the same person. And this was the last of the 3 to sell. I sold them for $36, and after Poshmark fees of 20%, I made $27.30, and then my cost of goods for this, as well as all these other pieces, was $1.50. I picked them up at the Goodwill bins, and they sell items for $1.50 per item. So the next item that I sold was a Marks and Spencer wool blend plaid jacket, and this was a super cute jacket. It was sort of slightly cropped and had a more boxy fit. It was a great size. It was US 16, and it sold for $40, and after Poshmark fees, I made $30.50. So the next item, so what happened was that was my Monday sales, and then Tuesday and Wednesdays I didn't have any sales. So the next 3 items were sold on Thursday, and the first one was a Juicy Couture pink large canvas tote bag, and this was very cute, and it was in pretty good condition. There was a little bit of wear, but not too bad. So I do think that it was probably vintage, probably from the 90s or Y2K. And this I also got at the bins. I do try to pick up Juicy Couture whenever I can, and it moves really well. I get a lot of attention, a lot of likes. So this piece I probably had for about a month before it sold, and it sold for $32, and after Poshmark fees, I earned $24.10. So the next item is a Free People blue dress, and this item I picked up pretty recently. Probably picked it up about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So after I listed it, it probably sold within about a week or so, and I sold it for $43, and after fees I made $32.90. So Free People, there was a period where it wasn't really moving very quickly for me. However, I did pick up sort of a bunch of Free People items, and after listing got a lot of attention, and they sold pretty quickly. So happy to pick up Free People again. So this next item is a Peruvian Connection sweater, and it sold for $30. After Poshmark fees, I made $24, and this piece is really nice. It has alpaca, mostly alpaca, and it's dark gray multicolor yarn. It had more of a relaxed fit, and again I picked this up around the same time as the Free People's dress, so it sold in probably about a week or so, and it was an extra large size, so it was a really good size. So let's see, on Friday I sold a Millie red dress, size 6, and this one too, I picked it up recently, and it sold, very quickly, probably in about a week and a half, and it sold for $37. I think I mentioned this in another video, but my latest sort of strategy is to accept offers that are about 50% or higher of my asking price. And my asking price, I kind of look at comps and see what's selling, and then I also add a little bit of a percentage wiggle room, for negotiating. So my thinking is that I'd like to, move my items quicker. So it sold for $37. After fees, I made $29.60. Next item was this really cute little Harvard hoodie jacket, and I actually, when I picked it up at the bins, I thought it was a very small woman's jacket, and it ended up being a girl's jacket. So I don't normally pick up children's items. I've picked up 2 children's items, and they both sold. So one was a Air Jordan little jacket for toddlers, and now this little Harvard jacket sold. So it probably sold in about, I would say maybe it sold in about a month or so. It's a size small girls. It sold for $20, and I made $16 from this. So, after this experience, I don't mind picking up children's clothes a little bit more if I see something that's really, that I think will sell. So, okay, so that's it for, I wanted to take some of those items like the Millie red dress and the Harvard sweat jacket. It sold early in the morning, so I really wanted to package it up and send it off by Saturday. So the rest of these items have been sold on Friday. Okay, so this item is a little Coach wristlet or mini bag, and the outside is in really good condition, and the inside was pretty rough. So I did go ahead and really wash this item, and it had a lot of makeup and pen marks on the inside, and I was able to get it pretty clean. So I don't know if you can see it or not. But the method that I used, not only was it OxyClean and various different fabric cleaners, but also I used some rubbing alcohol to get out some of the pen stains, and that really worked well. So I'm happy that I was able to clean it up. So this item I got from the bins, and it sold for $15, and full price was $25. So I got an offer for $15, and I accepted that. So what I made was $12. And I've had this for a while. I've had it probably since the summer. So happy to sell it. We have handbags sometimes at our bins, and it doesn't happen very regularly, but I was able to find some pretty good bags, some really nice brands. I found Coach and this really great brand called Rough and Tumble. That I found sort of like a really large, almost a tote size bag, and that one did really well. I've also actually found a Prada bag, was a small mini bag, and find a lot of Fossil, and some vintage purses, which are really fun. So I do enjoy picking up purses. They're pretty easy to photograph, and as long as they clean up nicely, there's not too much damage to them, they can move pretty well. I actually did pick up a couple of, well, actually a Coach bag, and it was made out of, it had like a cow fur, and it was printed with, I think it was cheetah print or leopard print, and that one was in really rough, the actual fur was in really rough condition. So, but then I was like, oh, it was one of those brands where I was just like, oh, it's Coach, I want to pick it up. So what I decided to do, since actually the leather parts and the interior were in really good condition, was I did go ahead and put it up on Poshmark, and I just discounted the price, and it actually did sell. So, and then, of course I get worried, like, oh, is the buyer going to be happy with this? But they were happy with it, so that was great. So I decided to try to squeeze this little purse into this little box, and it's the flat rate, small flat rate. And after looking at this, I'm not sure that it's going to go in very well. Okay, actually it fits. And it could have fit well in one of the USPS envelopes. However, because it is a little purse, I wanted to protect the hardware. So there it is, and all my shipping supplies I pick up from the USPS website, and then I'll also put the link below, so you can pick up your own free shipping supplies. Let's see, so I'm going to do this. Even these stickers you can pick up, and they're great for just reinforcing any openings. There. Okay, and then I also, let's see, I sold this Eddie Bauer ski jacket, and it's also down-filled. So it's very, very sort of puffy and filled. It's in pretty good condition. There are some stains, and I noted that in the listing. But I tried with all kinds of different stain removers to get them out, but some of them just were really stubborn. So, but it's a really nice, substantial coat, and I'm thinking that it's vintage because there was some paper tags on it. There was this little detail here, and I'm not sure, I couldn't find any photographs of this exact coat, so I don't know if this is something that was added on by a previous owner or if it was actually sold, but it has this little black sort of yarn detail on the sleeves. So this jacket is an extra large, and it sold for $50, and then my asking price was $100. So since it was half, I decided to accept. Also, I don't want to hang on to winter things too long. I really want to move them, since before you know it'll be spring. So I was happy that this sold, and someone can enjoy this sort of the snow with this coat or this jacket. And I find that Eddie Bauer does pretty well. It's the materials and the quality seem really, really good. So I like picking it up. I like picking it up because, you know, good quality, especially, you know, outdoor wear. Outdoor wear seems to do really, really well. And so, yeah. So what I do is, this was a large flat rate box, and just added some paper, packing paper. I like to use packing paper, and I just pick it up over at Home Depot. I've learned how to ship through McKenzie over at Mcthriftzie, and I'll link her channel below. But you know, she uses these materials, and I just really find that it's really sort of good materials to use for shipping. It's you know, most of it is recyclable, and the presentation is really nice, in my opinion. So I also add a little thank you tag, and I just write thank you, and you know, on both sides, and just give it a little bit more of a personal touch. So that goes in there, and hopefully that's sort of the first thing that the buyer sees when they open it up. Oh, let's see, this goes over here. I've been really enjoying doing these from sold to shipped videos. It's something that I have to do anyways, and you know, I just have to make sure that I'm prepared and that I don't mix up any of the items and send something to the wrong person. So that's really important. But otherwise, it's also good for me to look and see how much the item sold for, you know, how much I listed, and sort of keep track of sort of more the financial part of it. And I'm not really great at that, so it's helpful to see. Yeah, so I don't have a label printer yet, so I go ahead and I print out my labels and I trim them out, and then I tape. But oh, I had received a really great comment from Mimi, and she's a viewer, and she mentioned that we can actually order some small clear pouches from the USPS website. And so that's something that we could, you know, use instead of just using all the packing tape. So as soon as she mentioned that, I went onto the website and I ordered some. So hopefully I can, you know, use that, and we can review how that works. So thank you so much, Mimi, for mentioning that. It's an awesome tip. So okay, and then we have Coach. Okay, this one is this Athleta. Super plush, just warm and cozy. It's like I guess it's almost like a velour, but it's really, really nice. It has the thumb holes at the sleeve, sort of this high neck, and it's more of a fitted zip up jacket. But I guess it would be perfect for, you know, after workout, whether you're doing, you know, going to the gym or doing yoga. It's just a really nice piece. And I've noticed that Athleta has been selling really well for me, as well as I hear that it does well for other resellers as well. So something that I do like to pick up. And this one was in really, really good condition. And again, you know, you just kind of know when you're grabbing things at the bins and you feel something that feels high quality, you just know to snatch that one up. So, okay. So this one, it sold for full price. So it sold for $50, and after Posh fees, I made $40. So really good sale, you know, to me. Let's just make sure it's gonna fit. It's a little wide. I think maybe I can just squeeze it. So I like to add a little hemp twine to the package. It holds the little tag, as well as it just kind of adds a little touch. And my my previous career for, you know, wow, like over 30 years was a graphic designer and art director. So presentation is pretty important to me. So I do like, you know, I don't know, when the buyer, I just think about the buyer opening this up and, you know, wanting it to be pretty presentable. And not a super fancy way or anything, but just kind of clean. It kind of reminds me of, I think in the old days when we used to pick up our dry cleaning and they would wrap it in paper and they used to do like a little piece of twine tie. I don't know, I think I recall that. That was way back in the day, and yeah, I don't even know if they do that kind of thing anymore because I hardly ever go to the dry cleaners. So, all right, there. Okay. Okay, and then next we have another Eddie Bauer piece. It is a fleece jacket, men's fleece jacket, and this jacket's in really good condition. It is an extra large, and I actually got this one quite a while ago, probably maybe about 4 months ago. So again, you know, got this at the bins, and anything fleece that I see or feel, I will definitely pick up and check out, you know, check it out. At our bins, it's pretty competitive. So, you know, rather than having like one bin per person, I've been at that kind of Goodwill outlet before, and then you kind of rotate and then you each have your own bin. Our bins is pretty much a free-for-all, so you could have like, you know, 12 people, as many people as can fit around a bin at one time, so it is pretty competitive. But, you know, there hasn't been like a fight or anything that broke out, so, you know, which is good. Everybody's pretty civil and you know, respectful. And actually there's a lot of regulars, so, you know, it's actually really nice to see everybody. And even though, you know, we're competing for some of the same really great items, there's so many items there. I just feel like, you know, there's a lot, so there's enough for everyone. And, you know, everyone has different focus too, and there's sort of the vintage guys, you know, who are really looking for more, you know, the t-shirts and things, vintage pieces. So yeah. But so what happens is, since we are in such quick competition or whatever, you find something, you feel it, I throw it into the cart and I just grab, and then afterwards, after, you know, they've brought out the whole line of bins, then that's when I go back and I look and I'll see if, you know, there's damage, whether it's a good brand, whether, you know, those things like, and so then that's when you kind of throw things back. So, but if I feel fleece, I'll put it in the cart and then, you know, kind of look at it later. So I don't even remember if I mentioned what it sold for, but it sold for full price, which was $30, and after Posh fees, I made $24. So in this case, I'm using this box. It's a 1095 box, and it's a little bit bigger, but sometimes the fleece jackets are pretty substantial, so go ahead and use a bigger box. Okay, and then after that, it's, okay. So here is a pair of Viore pink terracotta joggers, and these are actually women's joggers. And these sold really quickly, so there's definitely a market out there for Viore, you know, reselling Viore items. It sold for full price for $50, and I made $40 after fees. Let's see. I hadn't heard of this brand before, but it's definitely popular. And I first heard about this brand from Matt over is it A Thrifted Life? Anyways, I can link his channel below. But he has some really great videos, and he's very funny. Definitely should check him out. But he mentions Viore, and that's one of his brands that he really loves to pick up and has a great sell-through rate. I think he pretty much focuses on more men's clothing. But I think he also picks up women's. So when he mentioned Viore, I thought it was only men's. But then I went on to their website and found out that it's both men and women. So, and these joggers got a lot of attention, a lot of likes. So, you know, happy that it sold pretty quickly. So I guess that also is a testimony to sort of more athletic wear is really popular. You know, it's January, so I think people are you know, busy exercising and things. But even so, I think there's a trend to wear athletic clothes, you know, and athleisure. So this is something definitely really comfortable and stylish, which is a great combo. Oh. I probably could have put this in a smaller envelope. However, it should be fine. I do like using this mailing envelope. It's made out of like a Tyvek material, so it's very strong. It, you know, it would be very difficult to rip. And another thing is it's water resistant, so, you know, actually I'm going to use this. So I definitely like to use it. I think it's light enough. It's going to be fine. Okay. Cool. Let's pull this over here closer. So the next item that sold, and this one actually sold on, so the Viore joggers as well as this piece sold on Saturday. And it's Levi's medium wash Western denim shirt with pearl snaps. And I found 3 of these Western shirts at the bins. I'm thinking it's probably donated by the same person, but they all had different color washes. So light, dark, and this medium wash. And this is the last of the 3 to sell. And so they sell really, really well. I would definitely pick this up again. So let's see. This is extra large, and it sold for my full price, which was $30. So after fees, I made $24. I enjoy selling men's clothes as well as women's clothes. There's kind of a simplicity to men's clothes. You know, women there's so many different things. There's skirts and there's dresses and, you know, things like that. Whereas men, there's pants, sweaters, shirts, athletic wear. So it's a little bit more narrowed down, and the fit can be a little bit less finicky, I think. You know, with a woman's dress, for example, you know, how it fits on her body, it can really vary. But, you know, for men's, like a Western style, button-down shirt, it's pretty easy to fit. So I do like picking it up, and what I found too is, men, there's a tendency for men to be pretty, pretty decisive about it. Oftentimes, just not even giving me an offer, but, accepting my offer. So that's kind of nice as well. But I can't say that it's all that way, but my experience has been so far. Oops. So, yeah, Levi's, I really do gravitate towards Levi's, and as you can see, this is something that I did pick up at the bins as well, and it's one of my favorite brands, and I love to wear it and sell it. So, and that's one thing that I was meaning to ask you guys is, do you guys go retail shopping for yourselves anymore? Because I certainly don't. I do not want to buy retail ever since I became a reseller. I can't imagine spending, full price for something right now. And then, as you know, you can pick up really good quality items that are used and actually, sort of slow down fashion and helps the environment. So I don't know. I just mean to ask that question, So since this shirt is just right up to the edge, I'll just reinforce it with one of these priority sticker things. Okay. So this is a fun piece that I didn't, I wasn't thinking was going to sell, this time of year, but it was this little Batgirl costume, and actually it's a size 17 juniors. I had specifically picked this one up for Halloween, and I was hopeful that it would sell, but it didn't sell. And then for a while I was like, oh, maybe I'll just say, sort of take it off the listing for a while and say, and just wait for next year. But I realized that people need costumes year round, whether or not they're going to some sort of a party or a function, or, like let's say you're going to a super party or superhero party or something, or Comic-Con. That was another one. I have a little Etsy shop and I sell different items and things. And one of the items I sell is a John Wick face mask. And so that was kind of like one of my best sellers. And somebody wanted it for Comic-Con. And he actually sent me a photo of it, of him in it. And it's great. It looked really great. So let's see. Just fold this back up. Either my black items or fleece tends to collect lint like crazy. So I pretty much know that I've got to lint roll those pieces again. They're just dust collectors, I guess. Okay. So very happy to sell this little Batgirl costume. I often wonder, like what occasion buyers are, purchasing some of these items for. Like, oh, are they going to a special event, or things like that. So, yeah. Okay. See, and then I'm just gonna double check that. Yeah. So that Batgirl, that was also sold on Saturday. Okay. So this next piece is an Eileen Fisher 100% silk top. It's really, really pretty, and it's sort of this raw silk edge piece that's just sort of stacked one on top of the other. I don't know if you can see. In this really nice neutral taupe color, and I just thought, oh, this is such a nice piece, especially for a special event. And actually this is one piece that I picked up at the Goodwill store. So I bought it for, I think it was $6.59, which I thought wasn't a bad price, although because I'm a binge shopper, anything over $1.50 is sort of like scary for me. I just feel like, oh, I'm paying so much, so I don't know if I'm gonna make my money back. And this one actually took a while to sell, so and that's what I've been noticing with Eileen Fisher, is it seems like her pieces, it takes a while to sell. And this style tends to be pretty basic style, but the quality of her materials are really, really good. So there. And there was a time where I was just picking up lots and lots of Eileen Fisher, especially in the bins. And so I do have a lot in my closet, but very happy to sell this piece. So it did sell for $35. My full price was $50, so I got an offer and I was happy to accept. And so after Poshmark fees, I made $28, which is good, especially when I figure I paid $6.59. So not bad. So I just a little shout out to Maria Felicity. Thank you so much for the suggestion or the recommendation. Ginger Marvin's videos are really great, and they are this really, really sweet couple, really cheerful, very respectful of each other, which I love seeing. And what I love about them is that they have this really great inventory system. So it seems like it's very easy for them to find their items when they sell, and they're high sellers. So and I think a lot of that stems from this really great spreadsheet that they created, and I'll link their channel below so that you can go ahead and check them out and pick up their spreadsheet. They don't charge for it, but they do ask if you could make it a donation, or at least have a shout out to them or for them. So I just wanted to mention that they have this spreadsheet. I have been looking at that, and it's I haven't quite made the leap over to their spreadsheet, but I can tell that it's going to really help me pay attention to the numbers and the financial part of reselling. So yeah, so anyways, thank you so much, Maria Felicity. I really appreciate that suggestion. And also, I'm just really happy that I have people who write comments and subscribe. It really means a lot to me. So thank you. I really appreciate you. So anyways, we have this next item, which is a pair of Levi's jeans for women. And these are the 315, Levi 315 shaping boot cut in size 32. And they're in really great condition. This really nice dark wash jean. I love picking up Levi's, and will do so whenever I can. There tends to be a lot of Levi's too at the bins, and again, I don't know if it's a saturated brand, but it's a popular brand, so people are looking for it. Let's see. So I have not found any of the really super popular women's brands of Levi's in the bins yet, like the wedgie or the rib cage. I am on the lookout, but I know there's a lot of other resellers that are on the lookout too, and so they get snatched up pretty fast. Okay, so this next item is a North Face hoodie, and it has the North Face down one of the sleeves, which is really cool. Looks backwards there. I guess it goes that way. Yeah. This one is a size medium, and North Face does pretty well. It is one of the brands that gets snatched up pretty fast at the bins, so whenever I see it, it goes straight in the cart, and then I'll examine it afterwards, and if it's damaged or anything, then it's time to throw it back. I do wash the items before I list them most of the time, and actually, and this might be a little controversial, but I do also hand wash some dry cleaning only items. And I figure, actually I'm going to stretch this out a little bit. I figure if I ruin it before I list it, then, it's just my loss. But otherwise, I have been watching some other YouTube videos about washing items that are dry clean only, and So according to quite a few people, it is okay to do. But just using, very gentle soap, cold water, and then the whole drying process is important too. Like usually they never put them into the dryer, so I tend to dry them flat. But for pieces that really can't be submerged in water, then I've noticed that a lot of resellers mention that they steam the item, and that helps sanitize and clean the items as well. So I'll do that. Okay, so this next piece is a pair of Carhartts, and they are the painter style pants. They're in super rough condition. I don't know if you can see this, but they're very rough. I did wash them, and I went ahead and noted this in the listing, and they still sold. So Carhartt is a very popular workwear brand, and I've noticed that even when they are rough and stained and damaged, people will still purchase them. So I think that's a testimony to how durable they are, as well as how popular. I sold them for $20. I received an offer for $20, and full price was $30. So I happily accepted. And so after Poshmark fees, I made $16. And let's see. So yeah. So this week, my sales have not been super great. And I noticed that, well, in some ways, since I have, I'm not really conscious of the numbers, and I'm trying to get better at, keeping track of numbers and stuff. But, for some reason, it's like, oh, you have a feeling like, oh, this week just doesn't feel as good as other weeks. And there's a YouTuber, her name is Rebekah Alison, and she has a very, peppy, fun personality, very upbeat, and she did these little heart-to-heart videos where she mentioned, she wasn't having a good week or something, and sometimes it's hard because, you can see how other people are doing really well, and you're kind of wondering, well, what happened? Why am I not doing well? So, I definitely can feel for her and understand that feeling. But at the same time, I think everything is, peaks and valleys, and reselling is definitely that way. So you could have a really great week one week and, not so great the next. So anyways. But yeah, I really liked Rebekah's heart-to-heart videos, and it's nice because, you all are my friends and co-workers, and that's kind of how I feel about her as well. Great, okay, so that's this one. Okay, the last item is these Lululemon wide leg cropped yoga pants in this really super pretty color. I love this color. It's like a pink terracotta, and these are really, really soft. They're high rise, very high rise, so they feel really new to me. And again, these I found at the bins. So I got these just a few weeks ago, and then listed them, and they sold within probably like a week or so. Very happy to pick these up. Lululemon's, they seem to get a lot of attention, and they don't sell for a whole lot, but these pants did sell for $44, and after Poshmark fees, I made $33.70. So, which is a pretty good sale for me. So yeah. And again, happy that it moves pretty quickly. So. Sometimes with Lululemon, I have a hard time throwing it back if it's either damaged or too worn, just because I do get blinded by the brand. And it's funny because at my bins, if somebody finds Lululemon, someone would say, "Oh, Lululemon," and then everybody kind of cheers, and it's cute. That was pretty much during the summer, and it's been less cheering about it recently, so, but, yeah. I just found this past Sunday, I was at the bins and I found a Lululemon, they look like little running shorts, and so I was really happy about that, and threw it in my cart. And then after I was examining it, and I saw that it had a sort of a hole in the back lining part of it, and even though it was just the lining, it was sort of the first thing you see when you open it up. So I just thought about it, and I said, I'm just gonna throw them back. And I recently found another pair of running shorts, so I do have one pair, and I thought, I have this one pair, let me just sell that one and let this one go. So yeah. So okay, well, that's it for this week. So if we tally up what I made, let's see, I'll do the gross sales, $628 for this week, and then my net was $502. So I had those couple of days where I didn't have any sales, which was I think Tuesday and Wednesday, and also I didn't have any sort of big ticket items sold this week, but a lot of good bread and butter pieces, which I'm really happy about. So anyways, thank you so much for joining me, and I really appreciate it. And if you get a chance, subscribe and hit the thumbs up button.